one strike. Runner still on first. As for the bunt again, umpire calls it a strike on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lots of movement out here. She goes after this one, hits it safely, picked up by right field. Advances Jess to second and puts herself on first base. Up to that now, Sarah Tutchiner playing first base. 1 out, runners on 1 and 2 for the Titans. She goes after this one, attempts to bunt, leaves it alone, but umpire calls it a strike. Same again, unfortunately fouls it back behind the catcher. Ends up with a strike out strike. 2 strikes on Sarah. And leaves that one alone. A bit too much air on that one for her, she doesn't want it. She goes after this one, unfortunately the catcher catches it. Here comes number 2 out for Victoria. Runner still on first and second. Ball. Amanda Torrington goes for the big swing in this one. Playing DP this evening for the Titans. Goes after it. Hits it back foul along the first base line, picked up by first base. One ball, 2 strikes on Amanda. Another one up in the air, they don't want them. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second with a 2 out. A little bit on the low side. She leaves that alone, umpire lets it go through. 3 balls, 2 strikes. She goes on that one, pops it out, picked up by right field. Number 3 for the innings, it leaves it 2 runners stranded on base for no runs.
Yeah, just a bit of a score update out there on TV land. Yeah, at the end of the first innings we see Victoria 0, South Australia 0. Keep on watching, hopefully we get a good game in.
Going into the top of the second innings, lead-off batter for South Australia will be the DP, Sophie Hoyle. Sophie didn't want that one, but the umpire calls it a big strike. And to start with. She leaves that one alone, bends back, very lucky, just misses her. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goes after this one, but fouls it back behind the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball on Sophie. 2 balls, 2 strikes. She goes after this one. 2 strike rule, fouls it back behind the catcher. Count remains the same, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Little change, comes in slowly, not what she wanted, unfortunately, ends up with a KC. First out for South Australia. Belinda White, catcher, is the next one up to bat. Has a talk to the umpire, feels as though the ball's hit her. Umpires are going to have a discussion about it. But we'll all have a discussion. Infield have a discussion, the umpires have a discussion, and the catcher will talk to her coach.
Now comes the Victorian coach.
There's a discussion on the other side. I'm sure it will get worked out eventually. Someone will win it. The result of all of this is Belinda has 1 strike on her. She goes after this one, just to prove the point. Unfortunately, up in the air, first base comes across, basic catches it in the centre circle for the number 2 out with the Stars. Lana Kaysler comes up to bat, playing third base. She goes after the first one, smacks, but unfortunately goes the opposite way and hits the back net. One foul ball, strike one. She's not going to stay around, she's hanging in there hitting this ball, unfortunately the same as the last one. Strike two. It's good to see batters have a hit. Two down, two strikes in the bottom of the second for South Australia. Oh, sorry, top. There's the third strike in for a called strike. Lana ends with a KC to retire the side in the top of the second innings for South Australia. No score. We'll move into the bottom of the second innings. Lead-off batter for Victoria Titans will be Marina Walker, playing second base. Already picked up by play today. She goes after the first pitch and Power hits it out to right field. Runs past first, off through second for a stand-up triple. Well done. Kiara Rigg, left field. Let's see how she can follow up Marina's hard work. She leaves that one alone. Too high inside for her. Comes around for the bunt, unfortunately foul balls at the back behind the catcher. It's a little bit out of the zone up the top, she doesn't want that one. 2 balls, 1 strike, with a runner on third base for the Victorian Titans. Again she goes for the bunt and finds the net behind the catcher. Time is called while he cleans his plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Kiara with a runner on third after a magnificent triple by Marina Walker. Kiara goes after that. Unfortunately, it finds the catcher's glove before her bat, which becomes the first out in this innings. Next up to bat, Kim Quince. She leaves that up in the air as well for the ball. She goes after this one with a swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. She lays down a bunt here. Third base comes in, picks it up. Oh, there's a throw past the base, and the runner on third base scores on that throw. Back to bat, Alice Young. She lays down a bunt too, but it unfortunately ends up foul. And we go again. She puts the bunt down, sacrifices herself to push the runner Kim Quince across to second base. Two out for Victoria after they scored 1 run and have a runner on second base. Brianna Trim hits the first pitch, but not before it's picked up by shortstop for the third out in this innings. 1 valuable run burnt by Victoria in the bottom of the second innings.
Yeah, g'day out there in TV land again. You probably heard from the commentator of the score update. At the bottom of the second, we see South Victoria 1 run, South Australia 0.
Yep. Now moving to the top of the third innings. South Australia leading their batter, Olivia McGinley, shortstop. She lets that one go. It's on the outside of the plate for a ball. Comes around, has a slap at that. Unfortunately, a nice high hit, but it ends in foul territory out in right field. Strike number 1. This one comes inside, she steps back away from it. It gives her a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. And she goes after this one. It's a carbon copy of her first hit, foul to right field. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. She doesn't want that one, it's a bit high on the inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Olivia. Puts it into play. Short stop across to first for the first out of this innings. Amber Hood, our right field for South Australia, is now into face for that pitcher. She leaves that one away. 1 ball. Drops down a bunt, unfortunately rolls back down behind the catcher for a foul. Gives her a count now of 1 ball and 1 strike. No, she doesn't want that one, it's a bit too far outside for her. 2 balls, 1 strike. But she goes on that one again, slaps it, but it ends up on foul territory on the 3rd baseline. Picked up by the catcher. Now her count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Down on the inside for a 3rd ball. We come up to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Amber. Smashes it into the ground. Hard hit ball picked up by third base. Good recovery, but unfortunately didn't make the throw in time for the runner. So she gives herself a safe hit. Puts a runner on base for South Australia Stars in the top of the third innings. Chelsea Robinson, first base now. She goes for the bunt, but her bumps it back into the net behind the catcher for strike number 1. She goes again for the bunt. Foul ball. Two strikes on Chelsea. We still have a runner at first base. She goes after this one. The runner steals across for second. The throw goes across, one picked up by centre field.
It's called red either leaving early or obstruction or something.
Must have been leaving early on that one. And Chelsea gets out as well on the strike. Put them on, but they didn't bring them in. No score as a result of that innings for South Australia. We're going into the bottom of the third innings. Lead-off batter in the bottom of the third innings for Victoria, centre fielder Jess Barn. That one goes through to the catcher for a called strike. She goes after that one, but fouls it out over the left field line. 2 strikes on Jess. Didn't want that one, a little bit too much air on that one for her. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Repeat of the one before that. Foul ball out to 7. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks a bit yellow, that ball. One ball, 2 strikes on Jess. Bit down on the inside. Two balls, 2 strikes, and we've now got the correct ball back. Just get the same colour as the one before. Oh, she goes there, 9 drives it, just goes over the base. Lands just inside the line past third base for a safe hit for Jess Barn. Her second turn on bat in this game. Two for two, Jess. Jackie DeServi now comes into that, and the catcher calls time for a little discussion. So for those out in TV land, we are in the bottom of the third innings. The score is 1-0 to Victoria. Victoria have their lead-off runner in the bottom of the third on first base, having a bit of a timeout while the players discuss their tactics for the remainder of this innings. Timeout over, we're now back to play the game. Jackie DeServi up to face her first pitch of this inning. She lays down a bunt, picked up by third base. Skillfully throws it across to first and picked up by second. But not before the runner, Jess Barn, advances to second base. Sacrifice bunt. 1 out for Victoria. Sarah Tuccino goes after the first pitch, and it's a strike. She also lays down a bunt, sacrifices herself and pushes her runner from second base across to third. That's the second out of this innings for Victoria, but not before they put their runner into scoring position on third base. I think Jess has been at third before in this game. Amanda Torrington goes after the first pitch but fouls it back behind the catcher into the net. 1 strike. She goes after this one and fouls it back into the net just near first base. 2 strikes. 2 down, runner on 3. She leaves that one alone. It's a little bit on the outside for Amanda. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And she goes after this one again and again. It gets fouled back and hits the roof of the clubhouse. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out and a runner on third base. She goes this one, grounds it to shortstop. Shortstop pick it up and easily makes the out before the run is scored. Score now remains at 1-0. At even innings completion of 3. Victoria make a change, take out their pitcher Monica Perry and bring in Britt Kennett to throw the balls and strikes. Lead off batter, she leaves that one on the outside for the ball. On the top of the 4th innings, Jordan Lambert. She doesn't want that one either, it's a little bit out of her zone. 2 balls on Jordan. Great work there by the catcher to pick that one up. It was a bit too high as well. 3 balls. And the lead-off batter for South Australia in this innings. Three balls for the batter. She comes back with only a strike down the middle. 3 balls, 1 called strike. And she follows it up with another one. It's a full book count on the batter. 3 balls and 2 strikes. She goes after this one, fouls it back behind the catcher. Count remains at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Great at bat, she picks up a walk. That's what lead-off batters do. Vicky McFarlane, now her chance to try and push Jordan around the diamond. leaves that one up in the air where it was. She attempts to bunt that one. Ball gets away, she doesn't touch it. The runner advances across to second base on the pass ball. Umpire calls that a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on VIC. She bunts this one, but this time it hits the ground. Goes to the back fence and picked up by the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes on VIC McFarlane, with a runner on second base. Maybe she didn't want to touch that one either. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe that one a little bit too high for her. Another full book count on a batter. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on 2. She goes after this ball, hits it out to centre field and pushes a runner from second to third on the hit. Ball comes in, hits the back fence, but luckily enough fielded by the pitcher to not advance the runner past third base. In my book I put that down as a sacrifice. Maddie Cameron goes after the first one, a swing and a miss. With a runner on third base. A bit of a change in pace on this one, drops it down for another called strike. 2 strikes on that one. She goes after this one, ball gets away, no it doesn't, umpire says the ball touched the bat, the runner has to go back. Two strikes on the batter, runner remains back at third base. And she comes back and hits me. Then you hit me in the face. Thank God there's a net there. 2 strikes on the batter. Ground ball out to shortstop. Shortstop makes the play at home. Catcher picks it up and tags the runner coming from 3 to home. The second out for this innings. Unfortunately nothing to score from it. So we put a runner on first base again for South Australia and we need to start all over again. Up to bat, DP, Sophie Hoyle. It's no go, a bit high there for you. 1 ball. I didn't like that one, he calls that one a ball outside. Oh, catcher calls it inside, but the batter hits the inside pitch and turns it around on a ground ball through first base, out to right field to score. Matty Cameron scores now become 1-1. Sophie Hoyle puts herself onto second base. Nice powerful hit there. Linda White now comes into bat. See if she can push Sophie further around the diamond. She's not going to do it with that one. It's a ball. That one. She leaves that one up in the air as well. 2 balls. And the batter. And off she goes. Belinda White hits one, but she's not before it's picked up by right field. Make the third out for this innings. But not before South Australia score 1 run in the bottom of the 4th innings and tie the game up 1-1.
Yeah, just a bit of a heads up on the other game going here at WA softball. We've got another game between New South Wales and WA. The score over there is New South Wales 5, West Australia 2.
We're going to the bottom of the 4th innings. Victoria's coming. Marina Walker goes after the first one, fouls it back behind the catcher for strike 1. Oh, that's a carbon copy hit of the girl from South Australia. Straight through first base, picked up by right field, and puts Marina on first base in the bottom of the 4th innings. I think I said bottom earlier, but I was wrong. One more on the batter. Kiara VIC. Kiara attempts to put the bunt down, a little bit tough, and it rolls up into foul territory on first base mark. 1 ball, 1 strike. She goes for that, leaves it alone, is out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. With a runner on first for Victoria. A bunt with that one. This time pops up in the air and lands safely in foul territory to give her another chance of batting this ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one goes through, unfortunately. No play on that one except for a KC. That's the first out of the inning for Victoria. Kim Quince puts the bunt down before it pops it up, caught by first base. Plays it out, covered by second, but not before she pushes the runner around to second base. One called strike on the loose gun. Strike 2. 2 down, 2 strikes and a runner on 2 for Victoria. Doesn't want that one, get out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She goes after that on the inside, gets caught by the catcher for the third out of this innings, and the runner left stranded on second base. At the end of 4 completed innings, score remains 1-1. Moving on in this game. Pete's gone, so the girls are ready to keep going. Into the top of the 5th innings. Lead off for South Australia in this innings will be third baseman Lana Kaysler. She goes after the first pitch and foul down the first base line. Strike 1. Flighty, that one. She leaves that one alone as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. She goes up there, but line drive straight into the glove of second base. For the first out for South Australia in the top of the 5th innings. Olivia McGinley, shortstop, comes in to face the balls and strikes. That one gets away from the catcher. One ball on the batter. She picks this one up on the inside as well for a second ball on the batter. Olivia drives it back past the pitcher and picks up by centre field. Puts her on base. Safe hit for Olivia. Amber Hood comes in to see what she can do this time. Got herself on base last time. She goes after the first pitch, foul ball, straight back, hits the clubhouse roof. Strike one. High and wide handsome that one. She leaves that alone for a ball. One ball, one strike on Amber. Same, she leaves that one alone. One ball, one strike. Not a very tall lady. 3 balls, 1 strike. And she leaves that one alone and picks up a walk, puts her on first base and advances Olivia McGinley across to second base. 1 out for South Australia, so Coach Victoria wants to have a talk. And the coach for South Australia has a talk to his little girls who run around the diamond. So all discussions completed. We now have runners on first and second, 1 out, and the batter Chelsea Robinson for South Australia Stars. She goes after the first pitch to put it into play, but unfortunately goes foul down the third base line. attempts to bunt that, but gets the top of the ball with the bottom of the bat and it goes foul behind the catcher. 2 strikes on the batter. She leaves that one alone. Catcher does a brilliant job to stop it going any further than her glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She puts the bunt down. Picked up by the catcher, but not in time to be able to make any play on any of the forced plays. The base is now loaded for South Australia in the top of the 5th innings with 1 out. Up to bat, South Australia, Jordan Lambert. She goes after the first pitch, straight back to the pitcher, who picks it up and makes a fielder's choice to make the out on the lead runner. No run scored, base is still loaded. Two down for South Australia. Loaded bases. Catcher blocks that ball beautifully. VIC McFarlane with 1 ball. Umpire calls that a ball. 2 balls on the batter. Runners on first, second and third with 2 down. The top of the 5th innings. And VIC McFarlane puts a line drive on the ground out to right field. She brings in the runners from first, third and second. Runner from first goes around to third and Vicky puts herself on first. Scores 2 runs for her team in this innings. Two down, we'll have another talk. Maddie Cameron now into bat. We have a play here, we have a play. Oh, runner runs across to second to try and help the runner from third, but second base throws it across to pick her off at third. Comes down the line too far and gets tagged by third base. Not before, South Australia scored 2 runs in the top of the 5th innings. Score now 3-1. Victoria have a chance now to bring it back to their side. Now moving into the bottom of the 5th innings. At the top of the batting order again for Victoria, Brianna Trim. See how Victoria can come back to the rally that South Australia just made. Massive swing to go after the first one, but it finds the catcher's glove. And umpire calls that one. 2 strikes on Brianna Trim. Just a bit too high for her this time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And she goes after her high inside and finds the catcher's glove. That's okay, 2 first out for Victoria in the bottom of the 5th innings. Jess Barn. She puts it into play on the first one, skies it out to centre field for the second out. Jackie DeServi now comes in for her turn. She's going after the first pitch. Some aggressive batting by the Victorians here. And selective batting by the Victorians. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ouch. Unfortunately, has to get out of the way, but her hands and bat find the ball. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. She's going after this one. Foul ball again. She leaves this one, umpire calls. On KC, she's the 3rd out for this innings for Victoria. No score result in that one. So after the completion of 5 innings, South Australia now take the lead, 3 runs to 1. We now go into the top of the 6th innings. Maddie Cameron comes back to continue her turn at bat, seeing she didn't complete it at the last innings. And she goes after the first pitch and smacks a beautiful hit out to picked up by centre field, returned to shortstop. That gives her one base hit and puts her on first base. In comes Sophie Hoyle, the DP. She leaves that one alone, a bit too low for her. Bit out of the zone for her, high, wide and handsome. One ball. Ada now has 2 balls on her. And the runner remains at first base. She attempts to go on that one, misses it, catcher tries to pick off the runner at first but ends up at right field. Runner doesn't advance. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Sophie she does the attain. Bunt again, but this time the catcher picks it up and returns it back safely back to the pitcher. Two balls, 2 strikes. She goes after this one on the 2-strike hitting rule, fouls it back behind the catcher. Two balls, 2 strikes with a runner on first in the top of the 6th innings. The pitcher changes a little bit, but just doesn't get that drop that she wants it to go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looking at the hands on the batter who hits it, pops it up and is safely taken by the fielder at second base for the first out of South Australia. The runner remains on first base. Belinda White, next batter up. A little bit on the inside for Belinda. She doesn't want to touch that ball. 1 ball. She attempts to bunt this on a runner, but unfortunately the bunt doesn't come off successful and is get picked up by the catcher. Strike 1. She goes after this one and fouls it back behind the catcher. Again, another one hits the clubhouse roof. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hits this one, pops it up, shortstop makes an effort for it, try and catch it in the foul ball territory. Unfortunately, not successful. Belinda comes back. Have another go. The count on Belinda, 1 ball, 2 strikes. This time she slaps it into the ground, picked up by shortstop, who does a fielder's choice to pick up the runner going from first to second. Belinda puts herself on base from that fielder's choice. 2 down for South Australia in the top of the 6th innings. Up to bat, third. No, we have a change. Sarah Tonkin is coming into bat for Lana Sarah's first plate appearance. She goes after the first run, fouls it back. Hits it on the clubhouse roof. Just misses me by 1 metre. One strike on Sarah. She doesn't want that one, is too high for her. In the meantime, Belinda White tries to steal across the second, but unfortunately for Belinda, the catcher pops it across the diamond and she's tagged by shortstop for the 3rd out in this innings, leaving Sarah to come back in the next innings to complete her turn at bat. No runs scored. The score remains at 3 runs for South Australia. We move into the bottom of the 6th innings. Sarah Tompkins come into the game to field at 3rd base for South Australia. Lead-off batter for Victoria, Sarah Tuchina. A bit on the outside for that one, called a ball. This one comes a little bit closer across the plate. Sarah goes for it. One swung out strike. She goes onto this one, grounds the ball, picked up by shortstop, who easily makes the throw out to first base for the 1st out in this innings for Victoria. Amanda Torrington, DP, is now into turn at bat. She goes on the first run, grounds the ball, picked up by second base, an easy throw to first for the 2nd out in this innings. Here comes Marina. Been here twice before, got herself on base twice in this game. And she doesn't want to, she wants to go to 3 times. Fouls that ball out to right field for the first pitch. Way outside that one, leave that one alone. 1 ball, 1 strike. She wanted to go on that one. Found the catcher's glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Puts it down the first base line, but umpire calls it foul ball. She comes back for another try. And that worked for her this time. She pops it back out of third base's head. For her third turn at bat for 3 times on first base. That's a 3-for. 2 down for Victoria with a runner on 3 on first base. We have Bree Dawson coming into bat now. Bree's first appearance in this game. The first one flies past her and hits the catcher's glove for a called strike. And she goes after that one. Doesn't make contact, unfortunately. 2 strikes. And she goes on that one and pops a hit over the first base's head. Sends the runner across. Picked up by second base. Throws across to 3 to try and pick up the runner. Originally getting there, but the ball comes out of the glove. Bree now puts herself on second base. And Marina Walker is on third base. 2 down. Kim Quince, third base for Victoria, comes up to bat to see what she can do with 2 down and runners on 2 and 3. First run the ball. Another tactical move here. Someone needs to make a decision. One ball on the batter. And that was a decision. 1 called strike on the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. She goes after this one. Powerful swing, but fouls the ball down right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down, runners on 2 and 3 for Victoria. Umpire calls a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, with runners on 2 and 3. She goes after this one. Hits the ball, but it comes back foul behind the catcher. Nothing much changes at the moment, apart from the next pitch that comes her way. And one of them won the battle. Straight through to the catcher's glove for a K2 with KC. That retires Victoria, unfortunately with runners on, left on base and no score. So at the completion of the 6th innings, we have South Australia leading 3-1 at the completion of 6 innings. New third base player for South Australia, Sarah Tonkin, comes back to continue her turn at bat from the last innings. And it's a short-lived turn at bat because she collects the ball and gets a hit by a pitch ball, moves herself up to first base. Olivia McGinley comes in. Safe hit to centre field last time. She puts the ball down as a bunt. Pitcher picks it up, throws it across to first base, who's covered by a second base. Not before young Sarah Tonkin moves herself across to second base. The first out for South Australia in this innings. Amber Hood into the bat. Inside, but that inside gets away from the catcher. Sarah Tonkin sneaks away from second to third on that pass ball. Sneaks in on the inside, that pitch. She goes after this one. Huge hit out to right field, unfortunately finds a foul ball fence. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another drop there, 3 balls, 1 strike. She goes after this one on a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Swings and misses and gives herself a full book count of 3 balls and 1 strike. And we still have a runner on third base for South Australia with 1 out in the top of the 7th innings. A little bit too much air on that one for her, so she picks herself a walk and moves up to first base. We now have runners on first and third, with Chelsea Robinson coming in to bat. And she goes after the first pitch with a huge hit and sacrifices her turn at bat to bring in 1 run. Caught by centre field. That's 2 out for South Australia, and with 1 run scored. 2 down, runners on 1. And we have Jordan Lambert back to bat. She leaves that up in the air because she doesn't want to get those type of high balls. 1 ball. The pitcher finds the zone there. 1 swinging strike. 1 ball, 1 strike from Jordan Lambert. A light one up in the air, but she leaves it alone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Very close, but not close enough for the umpire. 3 balls and 1 strike. Picks up herself a walk. That's the 3rd one in this innings. Two down, runners on 1 and 2. South Australia into bat, VIC McFarland. On the first one, and Power hits it, but it goes the reverse way and comes back into the net for a foul ball. Strike 1. And we have a double steal. And a Wood across to 3. And Jordan Lambert across to 2. Now we have 2 down. 2 strikes. And Power hits it out to centre field, but it is easily taken by centre field to retire the side. Not before they score 1 more valuable run to make it 4 runs to South Australia in the top of the 7th innings. new batter in Victoria Cooler. She takes the first pitch for a strike. She goes on that, doesn't complete it, but the umpire calls it a strike. 2 strikes on Victoria for Victoria, and she finishes with a swinging K2 to be the first out in the bottom of the 7th innings. It brings back Brianna Trim, the lady who's been doing brilliant work with the mask. One called strike. Pitcher follows up with another one, straight down the middle, 2 strikes. And she lays the bat on that one, but it goes foul for a hit behind the catcher. 2 strikes on the batter, 1 out. And it's a carbon copy of the previous hit. Two strikes on the batter. 1 down. She goes after this, pops it up, but it's safely taken by the first base for the 2nd out in this innings. And we go with Jess Barn. Lays down a running bunt. Picked up by the pitcher, but it doesn't beat the throw and is thrown out. That's the 3rd out of this innings to complete the game, with South Australia coming out victors 4 runs to 1. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, softball fans. We will see you tomorrow. Done. Thanks, champ.
No, mate, good calling. Oh, God. Okay.
Hey?
Trying to play at this, and it's going the wrong way.
South Australia victorious in that over Victoria, 4 runs to 1.
Yeah, I told you we're at the bottom with 7 just then.